going on, good people? You know what it is. Another podcast. Let's thank the sponsors, thedrumcoaches.com, where we now have monthly memberships and yearly memberships.
I told you they was coming.
Basically, you get 2 months free if you sign up for the yearly membership. So go ahead and sign up. Shout out to the DrumTrax app. Over 140 Drumless play-alongs. Any updates on the app?
Yeah, I mean, as you guys may know, that you can't. We've scaled a lot of stuff back. You can't download anything on the app anymore. You can't pay for any memberships. All of that stuff has been scaled back. But the main function of the app, what hasn't changed, is that you can still stream all the tracks for free on the app. However, I have been getting emails, at least 1 or 2 emails a day, from users who've been wanting to download. So if you want to download a track, we did set up a DrumTrax app's web store online. So you have to go into your web browser. You can't get it through the app. You go into the internet and type in store.drumtraxapp.com. You can purchase downloads through there.
And that's that. Oh, can they purchase the Shed Camp through there as well?
Yeah, very soon. If it's not up right now, it'll be up like in the next 24 hours.
So the Shed Camp will be over there. It won't be on the shedcamp.com anymore. So that's that. Let's get into today's topic. Got a DM for someone saying, good afternoon. I've been binge watching your videos. I think you didn't mean to type binge, but I'm not going to
binge watching. Yeah, that's the thing that people do.
Oh, I've been binge watching. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah.
I
see, you were trying to get at him like you got at the last guy.
I didn't. Well, thank God there's no drops today.
And I didn't have any drops on that day. You're just disrespectful.
Go ahead,
Watching
your videos today. Y'all see it on the screen. And have been super inspired by Sticks because Damani does nothing great.
Okay, we know that's not on the screen.
It's on the screen.
It's not.
Oh, check it.
Okay, and what you gonna do? Mark it in like you did last time?
Brody, it's on the screen.
You're a fraud.
I wanted to ask if you two had any tips for a musician if their name was bad in the industry, how they could recover. Maybe a new video about it would be raw without mentioning me, of course. I'm not gonna mention you, Brody. I covered your name up. So, if your name is bad, how do you recover from that? He's referring to in the industry, but I'm pretty
right.
Sure
I mean, you can relate this to in life. Period. If you're around people and your name is bad, and around people that you want your name to be good in front of, I mean, at the end of the day, you just want a good name in general, right?
That part.
It's hard to change people's perceptions of you. Like,
wait, he just paused. Like, that's the end of the podcast.
No, it's not the
people.
end of the podcast, but it's where I'm starting. Like,
it's difficult.
It's difficult to change someone else's perception of you.
Period.
Now,
Mike Epps is still Day-Day to me. I mean, he done so many different movies, but
right.
My first impression of him,
and that's who he's been for you forever.
That's
like, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't control what other people think about you. However, you can control how you interact with people. So if your name is bad in the industry, that means your name's bad with a bunch of people. And if your name is bad with a bunch of people, then it's likely that there's a reason. It's likely that there's something that has happened or that you've done something that has caused people to think negatively about you. The only thing that you can really do, in my opinion, is to be the complete opposite, be a likable person, let the positive outweigh the negative, and that, even all of that, with that being said, it may take a long time.
Years.
It may take time because people get a bad name not for something they do once. Sometimes it is for something they do once, but if you've burned a bunch of people, if you have been a terrible person to a bunch of people,
like Damani Rhodes for sure.
Okay. If you've been having a bad rep with a lot of people, that means you got a lot of I mean, I don't know. I don't really know if you can change everybody's perception. All you can really do is be a different person, be a better person, be a more likable person, and try to let your actions and what you do right now moving forward be positive and not be negative. And at the end of the day, if I were you, I would start there and hope that, my good outweighs the bad, and at the same time, not really worry about what everyone else is thinking because you can't change that at this point. All you can do is be consistently a good person from that point on. And over time, just maybe.
The only thing I would add to that is, which he already alluded to it, is you got to have patience in this process because you're starting today. So whatever you did in the past to ruin what you ruined with those relationships.
And it's like being in a hole. So it's
part.
like you're not even on level ground trying to go up. You're trying to dig yourself out of this hole with that people have placed you in their minds. And I really don't even think that the idea should be to try to prove anything to them. It should just be to be better. And so when you become better and you just live your life out in a more positive way, like it'll show. And over time,
over a long period of time, depending on how bad you burned that bridge,
right?
Like a long period of time, you just got to be positive and be patient. And news does travel fast, so as you change yourself,
bad news travels fast.
But the good news will travel. Like we're saying, is it takes a long time, but you'll work with somebody new that doesn't have a bad taste in their mouth about you, and then someone's going to talk to them, or they're going to talk to somebody else and say, "Oh yeah, I work with so and so. He was cool," and that other person might be like, "I don't know, because last time I heard, woo."
Yep.
They're going to say, "Well, I don't know anything about that.
It's not my experience.
Not my experience."
Yep.
The very last gig we was on, bruh was solid.
He was on time. He knew all of the stuff. He did everything that he was. Matter of fact, he's the guy. He's my first call. So what you want to do is that once you have like a group of naysayers or a group of people who say this guy is this way, and you are trying to change that, instead of starting with them, work with other people, like you said, that may not be connected to them initially, and create a whole bunch of positive experiences for others. And so that now there's more people who have good things to say to you than bad. So you have something to counter it with, and then maybe. Because nobody's who you've made a bad name with is going to believe what you say.
Period.
Or they're not going to believe that you've changed because you've said it. But if they hear from a bunch of other people that this person, I don't know that, whoever that guy was, I don't know who that guy was. Then maybe they'll be like, well, maybe he has changed because all these people have had good experiences.
They're still going to keep an eye out on you.
Right.
They're still going to have.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But that won't matter because you'll actually be a better person. And so you just continue being yourself. That's really what it is. It's about you, and it's not about them.
Period. And these is life lessons we giving out, Doc. We should be charging for this.
Nah, it's good, man. I'm happy to give it away for free. It's just, and these are just our thoughts, our perspectives. Do we know someone that has, quote unquote, had a bad name in not just in the industry, but in a circle of people that could be considered? Because that's all the industry really is. When you say the word industry, it's a circle of people. Circle could be big, circle could be small. But it's a circle of people who know each other that work and do a certain type of thing. So it doesn't have to be like the drum industry or the music industry. It could be your family.
That part.
And you got a bad name because you've just been a terrible family member or whatever the case is.
We know Damani has a bad name amongst drummers because he breaks everything that he touches. There's literally a DW pedal that he stepped through and severed the metal piece.
None of this is true.
It's actually right next to you, right?
Yeah. So this is the thing, though. The pedal that you're trying to blame me for breaking,
you
and it's hilarious that you're blaming me for breaking it when you had a shed with
ask
17 drummers.
Huh? Brandon Harris. Shout out to the homie Brandon Harris. It's his pedal.
Yeah.
And he knows that the pedal was intact after the shed. But then as soon as the money
there's no way. So you're telling me that he was looking at the small crevices? No, it's not
with
true.
With a magnifying glass.
It's not true.
That
you guys
true.
had a 4-hour-long shed, probably longer than that.
Nope, we didn't.
You had 7, bro. We saw the footage.
You said we played too soft.
You had 7. No, I said you played too soft.
Bro.
But you didn't play that kit.
Bro, yes, I did. I played that kit all night.
At the end of the day, you had 12 drummers playing that kit and bashing, and you going to blame it on me. That's hilarious.
He has a bad name when it comes to breaking gear. So what he does is he just tries his best not to break gear. And over time, hopefully, he will change. But we don't know because it's going to take a long time.
At the end of the day, basically, if you're trying to change, you can't prove, like me. With his example, I have nothing to prove to this guy about whether or not I break gear. Like I don't care. But at the end of the day,
exactly.
So I'm actually not trying to do anything to prove. But for you who are trying to change your perception of what someone perceives of you, first of all, if like in this case, if they perceive something of you that's just simply not true.
It's true.
It's true. Then you can't worry about it. You can't. But for those of you who are trying to,
we can end the podcast now that he wants to get into lying and withholding the truth. Brody, you didn't just step through that pedal. You broke my pedal like 10 years ago.
First of all,
he stepped through the metal plate, like the plate that your foot is actually on. He stepped smooth through it, playing "Rain on Us." by John P. Key in rehearsal.
This
He's
guy,
like, we going back to back in the day.
you know how it is when people tell stories and
That's it, good
they
people.
fabricate.
That's it.
They
for this-
fabricate
that's it for
how
this
it really
podcast.
went in their mind because they
Yo.
fantasize it to be a different way.
That's it for this podcast.
This guy right here on a
hopefully
regular.
we answered your question.
Hopefully
like,
so.
comment, share.
And please, if you have more questions, let us know because
In
we
the
are
comment section.
all our podcasts now are basically questions from you guys, and we want to answer your questions. And yeah,
Don't forget to hit the notification button so that you get all notifications when we upload. Share with a friend. Share with a family member. Share with somebody who you think would hate this podcast. We're accepting all fans and accepting all viewers. So thumbs up this video. We out of here, good people. Peace.
peace.